What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. Yeah, we've missed you. I know you've missed us. So that's why we are here again giving you another video. So if you're aware, if you've been following well, you would know that we just made a musical video for the award-winning artist Ibeji. It's a musical video for his latest single, $1 Trillion Dream. Amazing song. You should listen to it and see the video alongside. In fact, before seeing this video, I want to believe you've seen that music video. If you've not, we'll link it somewhere here. Then you should, the BTS is also out, the behind the scenes. You should see that one, so we'll link it also so that you can check it out. So if you've seen those two, then you can come and see this one, because this is more like a director's commentary. We'll just be talking about a few things we did on set, how we, made the whole thing happen. And we are seeing your comments. The comments have been overwhelming. Thank you guys for loving the video. And if you are new here, please subscribe. We have a lot of interesting things happening here. Subscribe. So yes, $1 Trillion Dream, that's the musical video, was directed by myself and Remy Okolola. An amazing creative. It was a pleasure, and it was so interesting working with him. And it was shot by Standard, now. It was shot by Standard. Set design was done by Mossad, great guy. We'll quickly talk about the set design. If you see the video, you see that it has a certain feel. Everything is white, looking very lush and, and cloudy. It was intentional, because if you listen to the song, you will notice that the song there's a lot of things being said, like water, make water, they carry me, they go away. So we have water, and the way the song progresses, it is slow and flowy. So we needed to, find elements that would go with the song, that would give that flowy vibe, that water vibe. Now when you're just in it, it blends well. Initially, the idea we wanted to film in a white, large space. That was the idea before, like a space that would just be painted white, very large white space. But then I thought, if you are filming in a white space, and the song is slow, it's a slow song that has very few lyrics, then the other thing that pushes the song are a lot of instrumentals and all of that. So if it was set in a white space and you just there's not much things to see. So we needed to add characters. That's why I went for the white sheets. So those white sheets, we use them to metaphorically signify water. We didn't want to shoot in a water body or whatsoever. So we needed a way to emulate water without you seeing water. So that was a white sheet. It flows. When you see, you think you're looking at water, you think you're looking at cloud, all of those things. So that was why we went for that particular, set design. And I think it works well, as you can see. Then for the costume, for the dancers, the reference was, these belly dancers that I used to have, all these, now belly dancers looks like, but we tried to modify hers a bit by having this, there was something dropping down their chest area, something dropping down here, to kind of signify like, oh, it looks like they're naked, but then there is this tiny strip of fabric that is covering and, protecting their nudity. And it worked well, and we had to put a golden a golden thing around them, just to make it colorful and to make it look nice. Akobi worked on the costumes, great guy, and I think he did a very, very great job. So let's go to the scene breakdown now. Let's look at some particular scenes and try to break it down and look at what happened and why those scenes came to be. Here we are going to be breaking down some of, my favorite scene from the musical video. And I'm going to be telling you guys how this was done and how we came about the scenes. So, this particular scene where you can see the model waving against the sheets, though it's the scene starting it's the second scene in the musical video, but it was one of the scenes we shot last. Yeah, I think we shot it towards the end of the video itself. And by the way, this video, let me say 40% of it of what you see in the video where came to us on set. There are things that just came on set. Though there was a treatment, there was a plan, but then it's one of the video that, the magic happens. When you see the whole set, you see the white sheets, then you start wondering, oh, we could actually do a lot more. So a lot more came to us on set, and it was very beautiful. We are trying a lot of things, putting a lot of things together, and they all worked. Like this scene where we have the lady waving against that shit that was moving. I think that's one of the scenes that really stands out in the video. If you watch the video, the first thing you will remember, or one thing you will not forget, is that lady that was, waving against those shit. Was almost like she was waving to the clouds, to the sky. It was a very beautiful scenario. Now, if you pay attention to the video very well, you would see that something was always moving in the video. If you look at these different scenes that is being played to you, you'll see that this particular shit is always moving, and it was intentional. I wanted it to keep flowing in the video. Yeah, so I think I saw that, and I'm like, oh, this shit that we make that is always moving, what if I put somebody on that actually conjuring it and making it move, and then make that a scene in the video? So I just had that under the sheet and doing that thing, and it turned out very very beautiful. It's one of my favorite scenes from the musical video. So that was how that came about. Then this other scene where we have these three ladies under the sheets doing like this. This idea came from the co-director Remi Okunlola. Very beautiful scene. He just said, I can remember what he said, that they just said, you these three ladies stay under that, put the shit over them. I'm like, what's going on? And then we had it over them. We had them do their dance in unison, and it came out amazingly beautiful, as you can see. It looked one of my favorite frames from the thing. Then if you look at Ibeji's performance scene, I think it's quite easy. We have him just, only him in the sets, singing to the mic and performing. That was his major performance scene. We had just him in his first costume. We had him in his second costume. Then we had another take where he's performing with the ladies dancing in the same frame. And we also, I think we had another take also where he was performing. Then there is the model seated, and then there's a mirror by the other side that was mirroring the girl in the other side. And we just put all of those things together. But then one of his scenes I liked the most, I think this one was where he had this, where was on the ground just doing his thing. This one was actually conceived by the cinematographer, Stanley. He came up to me and he said, I have an idea and I want us to do something. I was like, from this angle, let's just have him, let's just shoot him from this angle. I think initially when he went to that, I'm like, this is beautiful. But initially, I think Ibeji was standing and singing, but he was tired because that was the very last shot that day. So he was tired. He just fell to the ground and just started performing on the floor. But then that turned out to look amazingly. I think Stanley was just like, Ibeji, whatever you are doing on that floor, please just keep doing it. Don't start. Just keep doing it. And Ibeji just went. Ibeji is an incredible performer, by the way. So he just went and was doing his thing. And one of my favorite scenes was when in the songs, they make water, they carry, they go. And he pulled that shit over himself like this. So when you look at that scene closely, it almost looks like a wave of water is carrying him, they go. Like it was said in the words, and it blends so really, really, really well. And that was beautiful to see. That was how that scene came about. Then you will see the scene where we had a model under the sheet. She had the sheets cover her face, and then we had a fan blowing. Like, I just saw that, put this shit over your face and just give us something, give us anything. Look body, look sexy, do anything you can do. And she killed it. She had it over her face. She took it up. Fan was blowing it. She just did a lot with it, and it was very beautiful. This next scene that we'll talk about is where we have this veil covering this girl. She's holding a flower. So this scene was actually inspired by, I say, the bride or any other bride out there. Now on weddings day, when they hold their flower and they have that veil over their face. So that was basically what I was trying to mirror hair. I just had her behind the sheets. I gave her a flower. But then instead of being a bride, I told her, you know what, give me the craziest move you can give me behind the sheet and interact with the sheet also. So that was why she was doing all those things you can see her doing behind the white sheet. So what inspired that particular look was just an imagery of a bride. Then we had her do it also without the flower. So I told her, throw the flower out, do it with your two hands and let's see. And she was actually very, very incredible and gave us something very beautiful. And the final scene that I'll be reviewing is the mirror scene, where we had Ibeji seated on this chair, and then there's this mirroring the lady. You can see the lady's reflection. Now, there's an interesting story behind this particular scene that I'm going to share with you. So, if you watch the scene closely, you can see some smears on this mirror. Some of you might have seen it and be wondering, what's that? Or you might think, oh, it's a creative decision to put that there. But then, no, it was an error that occurred on set. The mirror wasn't actually clean, but we didn't see that till in edit, and I was like, what has happened? But then we still decided to put it in like that until when the film was screened at BFI, British Film Institute, and the filmmakers they started asking, that thing on that mirror, how did you get it? How did you achieve it? I'm like, achieve what? It's an error that occurred on set too. The mirror was dirty, you not even lie. The mirror was dirty. I'm like, no, it makes sense. That's cool. That's interesting. So that was when it dawned on us that it is actually an artistic expression, because if you watch it, you would see it's almost like that smear is shielding the girl's vision, and she's trying to, see through all of that mess and trying to get a clearer vision of who's saying, I know fit the bobo you. What do you mean? Let me see. Trying to, let me see what you're saying to me. Are you telling me the truth? And then sometimes when she feels like these are, women now, when you're trying to, tell them something, they try believing you. When they are starting to trust you, they want to come out of their shell. They want to see you clearly. And then when they are, starting to feel like, oh, they can't trust you, they want to go back into their shell. So that's what that scene represents. She's trying to come out to really see. Sometimes she's going back inside, coming out. So it's just that scenario of him trying to convince her that I'm the one for you, and she trying to, believe him, not believe, believe, not believe. So at the end of the day, it turned out beautiful. And these are one of the things that happen in filmmaking when you have beautiful mistakes on sets, when mistakes becomes artistic expressions. So you have that one there. For lighting and cinematography, I think I would have Stanley come in to quickly talk about that part.
So first thing first, just like the director said, the video, the music itself is like a very, very slow song, and the visuals also has to be very lush and slow and blend into each other very well. And the fact that the whole thing is so dreamy and everything is just slow and steady, we had to keep the camera movements very slow and steady as well. Because if you watch very well, you see that it's even when you pay so much attention to the movements that you actually tell that, okay, this camera is moving here, this camera is moving here. I think 90% of the shots that we took was more of linear shots, just shots moving in on the dolly and maybe dollying out. Basically, we really did not have much crazy movements like that, except for a couple of other shots. Like, for example, that shot where we had the model waving at the sheets over her head and all like that. Those ones were handheld, that we had to shoot like that just to be able to get that particular angle. And, we had to flow with the movement of the model as she was waving her hands and all like that as well. So that was that about the camera movements. And the other angle that the director mentioned, where Ibeji was on the floor, doing his thing like that. So initially that day, when they finished the set, I was just looking at different angles that we could, attack the whole thing from. So I had my phone with me. So I went to that particular angle. I was just, taking a very wide shot. So I switched my camera on my phone to the ultra wide lens. Then I saw how immersive the whole thing looked on that lens. So I was like, yo, this is the angle. I knew this was the angle that we just, had to incorporate into the whole thing. It was a very, very special angle because it could actually show the whole set as it was, both left, right, floor, up, back, everything. You could see the whole thing in that one angle. So it was really, really immersive like that. So I just had to like tell the director that, yo, this angle is going to really make so much sense if you can get some performance into this angle. And I'm happy we were able to like, get it done, and that was fine. Then also another there was a particular problem we had when we wanted to take this particular mirror shot that had the baby behind the mirror and the model lying down in front of it like that. It was really difficult getting that angle because one problem that we could have had was having the camera and the person operating it show in the mirror. So it was really difficult trying to get a very perfect angle that would show the mirror's full length, the model showing in the mirror, but her herself not showing in the frame. Then also had Ibeji showing behind the mirror itself. So that was a very, very, very complicated angle that we had to take our time to frame. So yeah, that's that about that. Then the lighting, the lighting of the whole thing was just one setting. I think that's a way to put it. It was just a setting of light, basically. So it was the same light that we used for the whole scenes that we had. So we had two lights, two aperture 1200D come from the two angles behind. Then we had a Dino light, blasting from the front. So the whole place was lit and everything just, everything was covered and flooded as it's supposed to be, like, the dream that it's supposed to be. So basically,
for VFX, we didn't have a lot of visual effects in this music video, though we had a few that you won't know because they're invisible VFX. For example, I think we just had, it was majorly removals, like the very first scene where you can see Beji's reflection in the mirror, but you can't see him standing. We had to paint Beji out of that scene. And I think just little, like maybe light stands in the shot and all of that, we had to paint all of those ones out. So that was basically the visual effects that were used in this film. Then also, when he appeared behind the mirror, there was a scene where he appeared behind the mirror. We initially painted him out and painted him back in. So those are the visual effects that were in this film. It's not a VFX heavy film, but I think majorly what really drove the whole thing is the editing and the pacing. It's a slow song, so you have to put that in mind. So we edited it, made it slow to match the music, and then we used transitions such as fade, cross dissolve, to give you that continuous sense of fluidity. That's why when you watch it, you can't take your eyes off. You have to keep watching. And that was one thing that I was trying to achieve with the song, because anytime I listen to the song, I'm like, this song is slow. And it has how do we keep people engage for 3 minutes plus without saying, oh, it's boring or I'm tired. So that was why we edited it that way. It's fluid. There's always something happening. The movement of the models, and they did really well. The models, big ups to you guys. They did really well. Their movements, their choreography, everything just gave the sense of fluidity, flows well with the song. It was an intentional thing in our editing and our pacing. The technical challenges we had. Oh, our technical I think something happened on that day. We had the biggest technical challenge even before we started shoots. I think it was the morning. We shot this in a day, by the way. We shot in one day. It wasn't even 24 hours. Was it 12 hours? I think we shot in 12 hours or so. Maybe 12, 13, 14 hours. I can't really remember. But the major issue we had that day was we had arrived on sets around 7. We were supposed to have a set, a white set, and all of that. But then, to my surprise, I saw the set. It wasn't a white set. It was a black set with white nets. I'm like, what is it? We don't have a set. This is impossible. Nah, we can't shoot. But then Mossad, great guy. He was a set designer. He was a production designer. So he quickly sorted it out and he rescued the production, even though we lost about 2 hours, but then it was still okay. It didn't really draw production back that much. I think that was our biggest technical challenge on set. That's why anytime you're going on set, issues will always happen. You just always have to be ready for whatever is going to happen. It is very normal. So yeah, that was just the challenge that we had on set that particular day. Yeah, I think that's basically everything as regards $1 trillion dream. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you want any other thing, if you have any other questions, if you want any other breakdown, if you want to know any other thing about how we shot and made this video, put it down in the comments section. And yeah, you guys should be on the lookout. There are more things coming. There are more musical videos on the way. There are a lot of things. And yes, we'd always keep you posted, Just subscribe to the channel and stay with us. And as usual, we are going to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.